Ah, damn it. It's not supposed to work like this. Hold on for a second, everyone. Working on some issue. Okay. This looks better. Let's see if... Okay, it should work. Which means I can finally show to you myself. Yeah, hello. Hold on for a second, because it seems like I can't see the game. You can see the game, and now you can. So, hello everyone. Hello to Thunder. I'm not surprised to see he's the first here. We're still waiting for some players here. If there are some technical issues, just let me know. I think you can hear the game sounds, right? Should work. And seems like somewhere, some place, I'm listening to myself in my web browser, so I need to track down which one. Which of the tabs is doing this for me? Okay, this seems to work. How do I stop this? Come on. What happens if I refresh? Hello. Art of Dan oil paintings. How do I address you? Dan? Anyway. We're still waiting for the players, as you probably noticed. It was supposed to be 6 versus 6 game, but now they seem to be waiting for one guy and might decide against doing this. Let me check the situation quickly. Uh, Anyway. Not much progress finding the 6th guy here. Okay, I guess we need a 6th player, preferably Polish. Uh, Dan? Uh, Hi, Live MTG. But what was your nickname, Dan? I really don't remember who was even in that game, so I don't even remember which nicknames were there. But, so you know, you don't need to take this personally. I have really short memory about the games or the exams or that kinds of stuff. So yeah, I don't even remember who was in that lobby anymore. So yeah, we're still waiting for sixth player in the Polish team. Uh, so we can only wait, I guess. Sorry about that. It's probably a bit normal. Oh well. Ah, okay. We'll get some reinforcements from TeamSpeak. Seems like Evil Papagali will join. Uh, so the Polish guys will have a non-Polish player, but they will be able to compete. Uh, so we're gonna have our game after all. Mm, anyway, this probably means we need another 5 minutes or so. So he needs to download the beta version. To those that don't know, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now, this game is being played on an upcoming version of Knights and Merchants Remake, which supports having 12 players in one game, as you can see, with additional two more spectators, so you can have 14 players in a lobby. 14 people, at least. 12 players, 14 people. Yeah, so that's why we are able to show this game with Live It together today. Maybe not exactly together. I invite everyone from Poland to see Live It stream because it's done in Polish, while this stream of mine is done in English, as you probably noticed by now. So we've got both our parts of the community covered. Mm. To be honest, I would even say it's a bit of a shame that we can't have like four spectators here, because I'm pretty sure we could have a Russian spectator as well, for example, to make a stream. It might become handy in the future with some tournaments and stuff. Although on the other hand, I don't really think there's a lot of tournaments happening with more than 3 players per team. So I think there was only one or maybe two. Yeah, I think there were two tournaments which were 4 versus 4. And I think it would be extremely hard to make a 6 versus 6 tournament, for example. So perhaps this number of players is actually right. And it won't be a problem in the future, even if we want to have 4 streams at the same time in different languages, which could obviously happen. Uh, but anyway, yeah. Long time, Harry. Ah, okay, Dan, you were hippopotamus. Now I get it. Uh, for a second, I thought maybe you were the Dutch guy called Dan with 2 A's in the name. But I thought he didn't play in the game, so I got a bit confused. But anyway, so yeah, seems like Pablo joined. Okay, so we don't need Evil Papagali and we have an actual Polish team here, it seems. Mm. All right. So we've got 12 players in the lobby, and we'll be able to finally start this game after 15 minutes of forgot the English word of what. Yeah, whatever. Let's call it of a break. Yeah. Okay, so it's not the first game, as you probably know, where we've got these two communities playing against each other. I think the entire Dutch team is the same squad again. The Polish team has a few changes. I didn't see David 0-0 before in these games. Anyway, we're starting. So let's take an initial look at the teams first. Good luck to everyone here, and then I'll say something about the map as well. And by the way, there's a little nice option in the newest beta. You can see that, I mean, I hope you can see how smooth these movements are. You can see when there are animations, when the units are animated, it looks a bit better. I hope the video can do justice to this, but when you set the interpolated animations option in the graphic tweaks under F11 menu, then you can get something like this. I think this option will be normally accessible in the settings later on when it's when the work on it is done, but this is a sneak peek of how it will look. These are pretty nice animations, I gotta say. Looks way better than in previous version. Not sure if you guys can see it. So anyway, here are the teams. We've got how's it played? Pretty weird map, I gotta say, but a bit more about this in a while. So let's start with the teams. So on the left side we've got the Dutch team, DMU. We've got Egbert, Wopa, Zippy, Abu Bakr, D-Day, and Zamut. It's exactly the same squad as last two games where Dutch and Polish teams played against each other. And on the right side, we've got a few changes. Today we've got Kamil, Kamrat, Shetela, Bloody, Pablo, David 0-0, and that's it. Not sure who played in which game. Definitely Kamrat played the last one, but David didn't, from what I remember. The rest of the guys played in both previous games, I think. Shetela, Bloody, Pablo, and Kamil. Not sure about Pablo, actually. So yeah, I'm quite curious to see what David will do. From what I remember of the other players, I think Kamil was definitely the best. I think Shetela was making insane nice small bases. I can't remember how the other guys there were doing, so I won't say much about them. And I gotta say the entire Dutch team was pretty impressive. I think in both games, I think they might have a bit of an advantage when it comes to spam, although the Polish team seems to be slightly better in fights. Last time it didn't save them though, because the Dutch team rushed them very quickly. So we'll see what happens today. Let me take a sneak peek at the chat and what happens there. Okay, nothing new, but I can see quite some viewers. I didn't expect too many viewers in a Sunday evening. Combined with Livid's stream, I can see we've got a lot of people watching this game, so it's nice. I'll be pasting the Polish link from time to time if you don't mind. You can see Livid's stream there if you understand Polish, that is. He's also doing some other games apart from Knights and Merchants, definitely some original war. I've seen some StarCraft as well, and an occasional Witcher or some other casual game once or twice. I can heavily recommend his streams. And if you guys understand Polish, obviously, because all of these streams are done in Polish, I can also recommend the Knights and Merchants multiplayer streams because I usually commentate on these with Livid. So if you want to see more Knights and Merchants content in Polish language, you should definitely subscribe Livid, and you'll be able to see the games. He's streaming beta games only. So that's one additional nice thing, because on beta you've got some nice stuff like the statistics, for example, statistics panel on the right as well. So I wish I didn't set the Polish language. I'll try to reset it in the lobby later on. But anyway, seems like camera is lagging a little bit. I think it's a good moment to take a look at the map itself. It's done by Thunder, who is also watching us today, so I'm pretty sure he'll be curious to see what's the result gonna be. This is, let me see how much I can zoom out without lagging out. It seems fine. So yeah, you can see how the map looks like right now. It's a bit of a special map, although it's the non-special version, because this is the 12-player version of map called Mirage. And normally this map, and actually I can see it works in a similar way here, maybe? Oh, maybe not. Let me see. Okay, you can you can get out of the locations. So yeah, in normal version of this map, it's for 6 players, but every player can make 2 bases. So as you can see here, this location is blocked, the one on the top left, and it belongs to the player who is also playing this location, for example. So you need to focus on 2 bases, and then after this location produces some resources, some army, you get out with your troops in this area. It's some kind of teleport or whatever, and they get out on the other side, and you can go back here if you want to enter the base. So it's kind of a teleport or the stairs kind of system, and the idea is that you have to focus on building both bases at the same time, which means that you have to make some sacrifices, because it's really hard to focus on building 2 villages in the same moment. But this version of the map is for 12 players, so all the locations are divided, and you can just play it normally with 6 players per team. So that's exactly how they are playing today. But what I said before also explains the weird behavior. I mean, the weird location setup, where you can see the locations are put in a bit unusual places. Yeah, this is a kind of normal game here. So everyone has only 1 location here in this case, and oh, there's plenty of players watching us today. Seems quite nice. So let's try to take a look at what happens in the bases, even if it's still quite early. Let's start with Egbert. Oh, and by the way, I think you guys would rather see the peace time as well, so I gotta change the options real quick. Hopefully this time it will work when I change it from the show game time true. What is this? It should be up there. Why isn't it here? Interesting. Another bug. About reload settings, doesn't do much good. I don't get it. User interface. Is there a peacetime? Okay, I don't get it. But It seems like I'm a bit unlucky, and that's all. So I'm just gonna show you the peacetime the usual way, but really the setting says true, so it probably should be fine. Let me see it again. Time show game time true. I don't get it. Hmm. But anyway, oh, actually, sorry for this delay because I just want to take a look if changing it to false will reset it somehow. Ah, crap. Didn't want to click this. Sorry, that's a bit chaotic today. And let's set it to true again. Load settings, and it doesn't work. Okay, I have no idea, but not gonna focus on that. If Ray is watching, then consider this a bug report, as usual. But anyway, let's go back to what happened. Sorry for the delay. We've got we are 40 minutes in the game, and we're looking at Egbert's base. Okay, so he's making the farms on the right side, and how much space does he have here? It's it's quite a small location, as pretty much all the locations here, I think. So it will be interesting to see how the players will actually build here. You can see that this is probably the right decision. He's making the farms on the right side of his school and storehouse along the way towards the gold mines and eventually the iron. I'm not sure I agree with the way he put his farm fields, although I'm guessing he wants to keep this area occupied with buildings instead of farm fields. This may be not that bad idea, but obviously the farm fields will be, I mean, the farms will be a bit less effective that way, because for every single farm field there's a greater distance he has to cover than if the farm fields were in front of the building, so it can be a bit tricky. But anyway, maybe I shouldn't be so random in which bases I'm checking out. Let's see how players are doing. It seems like most of the Dutch players are already aiming for iron, but I only see Camille and Pablo in the right side team trying to go for it. Although these are only the building drafts, so perhaps we need to take a closer look at every location. So we can see Wupa is going for the iron already. He's almost finished with the road, kind of same with Abu Bakr. And D-Day and Zamut already has the road finished. On the right side we've got Pablo and David's going for the iron right now. Kamil still needs a few roads to be done. Kamrat is trying really hard, but the distance is really hardcore on his log. I don't envy him. And you can see Shatella doesn't even try to go for the iron yet. He's planning to do some other stuff first, which might not be the worst idea actually. Obviously, I'm not against anyone building the way they want right now, so I'll just judge if Shatella's approach is the correct one after 30 minutes or so. And finally, we've got Bloody, who seems to be finishing up his inn and doesn't think about the iron yet. I think he might be a bit late with the gold smelter as well. Well, let me see. Many players have at least one gold smelter. Kamerat actually has two. Let me see. Sorry, he's making two at the same time, so he probably had a bit of a shortage. Oh crap, you can see that he's making two at the same time, but he's already out of gold. And sorry, why did I click on camera and it moved me to D-Day's base? Is that another bug? Okay, now that's better. And I have no idea what happened. Interesting. Need to check it out on the video later, I guess. But Kamrat seems actually pretty fine with gold. As you can see, his production is pretty nice. Let's take this away, because it doesn't help us right now. You can see the two coal mines at the right. Yeah, he's going for the iron as well at the moment. I think his location is pretty tough. You can see the iron is really far away, and you can also see that it's really annoying to build here. It's not that easy to make a small base, especially that I think his initial forest was was on the bottom right, and that's probably why he made three woodcutters here, which occupy a lot of his initial building space. And this probably explains why he went for the left side instead. It seems like he's aiming to go, to build here. I think I would rather do the opposite thing. Try to go with the woodcutter somewhere to the left and maybe cut this down. But it's all tricky. I didn't see how this location looks like in the editor, so I can't really tell if it was feasible to go to the left with the woodcutters. I think no matter what he does here, it's a pretty hard location. So I wish him the best, but I guess we'll see later on. As you can see right now, this base, if I wasn't thinking about how the location looks like, I would say this base is really too big, and you can see the roads are really nasty, really, really huge. And the most interesting thing, and I think this is a huge mistake if he wants to make so many roads, is that he made only 3 quarries, and at this point he should already have 4 working ones and make the 5th one, so this is way too late. You can see he has a massive problem with stone right now. Maybe it's not that obvious, but if he had 4 working ones, it would be alright-ish, and he would still need the 5th one, I think. So yeah, that's definitely a mistake on his part. And as you know, one mistake can make a domino effect kind of situation. Actually, I think after he makes these roads, 4 could be nice for like 5 to 10 minutes, because he made a lot of roads already. But yeah, it's definitely a good decision to make the 5th one as soon as possible as well. But anyway, I was looking for a while at camera, so maybe let's take a look at someone from the opposite side. So we've got Zamut here. This base kind of seems a bit more compact, although you can see these woodcutters in a pretty strange spot. And I don't know, this location seems exactly the same as Conrad's location. I'm not sure if this is intended. Let me see if I'm right. Yeah, you can see it's exactly the same, so it's a copy-paste log. You can see he has more or less similar problems. I still think it's a better idea to go like this. Maybe, nah, it's not the best idea to build like this either, but I don't know. I think it's still a bit better than that he made most of his buildings on the right side. The base seems a bit smaller. Yeah, you can see these roads here are really huge, and I think it's a bit better like to do it like this. Anyway, let's take a little look at the chat. Same logs. Reason was because the dual villages acquired balance. Yeah, I mean, copy paste. I don't know about the settings file, and well, I don't wanna check it out in the middle of a stream, obviously, but the game did not complain when I started it, so I was guessing it should be fine. Anyway, let's take a look at. I looked at Chatel already, so let's take a look at Pablo maybe. I think the last time we saw him, he also did farms kind of in the middle of his base. I think this is not the best way to do this. If I was himself, I would probably make them on one of the sides of the base. Maybe on the left side would be better. Although this kind of setup allows him to connect it quite quickly to the right side here, so I think it may have its benefits. We'll see how he works with it later on. But I would probably still prefer to make the farms on the left here and the big farms on the right side, like this on the top, for example, to try and connect it and continue with more buildings, military buildings on the bottom or something like this. But other than the farms, I like pretty much everything I can see here. Maybe it would be a bit better though to make the new buildings where you have space for them. And obviously you can also see that the space was not measured here correctly. As you can see, there's one extra tile. Okay, it's not too much of a deal, I guess, but you could say the farm should be moved one tile to the right for optimal space management on the left side. Although you can see he's making woodcutters here, so he probably doesn't care that much about the space here, which actually might be a mistake later on. Depends on how big base he wants to make. But with 7 farms, I find it difficult to understand how he wants to build with so little space left on the right side here. He probably have to build here or maybe here, or maybe cut down these trees or something like that. I don't know. Still, maybe it'd be enough space. Hard to tell for me, to be honest. Kinda seems like might be just enough, but I just have a feeling might not be enough, but I guess we'll see later on. It's like 100% built. Hello Gevok, by the way. And no problem, Barnaby. Always a pleasure. But which base do you mean that? Which base is looking like 100 peacetime? Pablo's or one of the previous ones? Because this one, a bit, yeah, probably. Because you know, it just seems like he's spamming farms in this space and doesn't care that much about anything else. So kind of feels like 100 peacetime style. But yeah, maybe let's take a look at someone else with a similar location layout. But wait a second, every location is the same, right? Yeah, okay, so everyone has every team has 3 same locations and 3 other same locations. So let's try to pick something that has iron on the right side. I pick D-Day from DMU clan or the team or whatever it is. you can see, I think Pablo had a pretty similar setup of farms. I mean, I thought he's gonna do something like this. Seems like D-Day doesn't care that much about placing the fields that much efficiently as well. They have a bit longer way towards the top, but then he gets some extra space on the bottom. I mean, space management is easier that way, but the farms work slightly slower, so I'm not sure if anyone counted how much of a difference it makes for the way the farms work. But my rough estimate is that you might need one extra farm if you do it like this. But I never measured it, so I'm just guessing, you know. Anyway, you can see that he's making a quite compact base if you don't look at these farms in the middle of the base, obviously. The top of the base looks nice for sure when it comes to being compact. I'm slightly unsure about this part, but I think it's still slightly better than what Pablo had in mind. Because he puts the farms on the right side only and doesn't seem to put them on the left. Ah, okay, there's one here, so never mind. But you can see that the roads are already way better at this moment. You can see, for example, there's a lot of unused space here, and this makes all the roads much longer. You also don't have shortcuts between these buildings here, and in D-Day's base you don't see such a problem. There's already excellent shortcuts. So you have like 3 ways you can go from the storehouse to the iron mine, for example, and you can see this is a bit of an issue here where you can already see some traffic jam on the main highway in Pablo's base. So this isn't the most efficient way of making the roads here. Maybe let's take a look at the green player now. I'm not sure if we were showing this guy. I think the road work is a bit better here, as you can see. There's quite some shortcuts at this point. There's a lot of shortcuts in the storehouse. I would still make this one here, maybe even one here, but it's not that bad. It's only there's only some problems here. Actually, I think a little mistake was that he didn't leave some space available in front of storehouse. This would really help here as well right now. But other than that, he should definitely make these 3 roads in this spot. It could be a great help for those that try to go around the storehouse and want to go to the left, for example. But other than that, it doesn't look that bad. I quite like the layout. Of course, the one thing that is really annoying on these locations is this iron mount in the middle. You could easily make a nice base like this, but this stone mountain, not iron mountain, obviously. It makes your base a bit too big artificially, so you have to work around and make roads around it. So it's a bit annoying to play this lock indeed. And to be honest, I still didn't find even a single player who made a really nice base on this lock in this game that I would actually like the layout of that base. So let's keep looking. But I was supposed to take a look at these locations. So let's take a look at Zippy. No, wait, hold on for a second. I actually was supposed to look here. So let's look at Abu Bakr now. 22 minutes to peacetime, by the way. And maybe I'll just take a really quick look at the chat. Long time, Trash. Good to see you. But Nabi, you are noob and we appreciate tips. I do some tips once in a while, but I try to commentate the game mostly. But once in a while I also do streams where I play myself. Or even better, I show one player from start to end, and this is probably the best place to get some tips. But I also point out a lot of mistakes I see in these bases, so you might find a couple of good tips here as well. And Pablo, you mean Gevolg, okay. So like I thought, old build styles. Yeah, not effective for this time. I get what you mean. Oh, seems like there's really a lot of viewers this time. Actually, now that everyone is here, I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna paste Livid's link again. You can see the same game in Polish, streamed by a streamer called Livid. He's making a lot of streams around the entire week, and some of them are Knights Merchant, some of them are Original War, and a couple other games. I think I saw StarCraft and Witcher there as well. Mostly RTS, but not only. There was also this game with the Vikings, which was really popular these days. I forgot the name, but you guys probably know it better than myself. If you understand Polish, definitely should subscribe, leave it. I also do the Knights and Merchants streams with him on his channel, the multiplayer ones in Polish. It's really fun to do this, by the way, because it's still way more fun to do streams in Polish for me, way easier, usually at least. I think today it's quite fun as well, so I'm not going anywhere, but I'm actually thinking about making a new channel with not only Knights and Merchants content, and it would be probably exclusively in Polish, just for fun, you know, just to make a stream once in a while. But we'll see about that, if I realize this plan or not. But anyway, going back to what we see here, you can see similar problems in a few other bases. In Abu Bakr's base, there's loads of movement in the storehouse, but we also see the reason here. There's a lot of well, basically he didn't lock any thing in the storehouse. So that's at this stage of the game, this is a critical mistake. Seems like he noticed. Okay. Apart from that, I think it's still a pretty unnecessarily big base, but I think it's something similar to what we saw in David's base. I mean, a bit similar way of building. Might be slightly better here, but it's hard to say. Like I said before, I'm not really satisfied with by what I see on these locations on this map, because like I said before, and like Thunder said before actually, there are two locations on this map only, and they are just duplicated, I mean copy pasted to another spots. So let's take a look at ZP. You can see that he puts his farms in one spot. It's not the best, but it's one of the best ways to build your base, I guess. To have two farms next to each other and to make them vertically like this. They don't take up as much space as more than two farms would take, so it's not terrible. Could be a bit better if he fit a bit more buildings in these gaps, but it's not that bad, I guess. The road work seems fine. There's quite some traffic jam here, but I don't think it's the fault are the roads here. Well, the farms here, actually you can see it's better. It's looking better right now, so I guess it was on temporary. So yeah, it doesn't look that bad. Let's take a look at maybe Bloody. No, let's take a look at Shatala first. We didn't see him since quite some time. I should definitely go to KaM next, because I didn't even look at his base since the beginning, and he's supposed to be the best Polish player here in this lobby, so it's definitely a good idea to check him out. I like Shetela's base, it's pretty compact. You can see, when I was talking about Zippy's base, I noticed how the farms are quite okay, but they could be better. Here you can see the better. You can see Shetela didn't waste too much space here between these farms. He also only made 2 of them here. So, you know, the problem with farms is that you have to make them quite fast without wasting too much time when you're going towards the iron and gold. So he did it pretty nicely here. He just made 4 farms in this area, which doesn't take up as much space as they could, you know. For example, for worse example, you can see how Zippy did it. So this is more compact, the way he built it. Yeah. You can see though that he's really close on the space here. He's already going into Bloody's territory almost, so it's a bit tricky, this location, definitely. But anyway, I think this might be a quite successful base. The numbers are not too bad. All he needs is some horses. I don't think he's gonna make any though, so maybe some marketplace. Would have hurt. Okay, but I promised to see Kamil. Let's prepare to be blown away, I guess. I mean, could be a bit better to be honest, but I can see his base is going to be as big as possible. You can see, maybe he wastes a lot of space here, but it's done properly, I think. You can see that he didn't make a lot of buildings on the left side, only the wood production is here. And wood production takes a lot of space, so it's on the edge of the base. Then you have farms, and then you have most of the other buildings. So while the farms in the middle take a lot of space and they make the base a bit wider, if you put them this way, in the middle of the base. In this case, I think it's the best way you can do it without wasting too much time, because see, the real things happen in this base on the right side. Most of the buildings are here. Only the wood production is on the far left side. So this is actually a pretty nice planning from Kamil's side. And I think this is the moment I should compare his base to something similar. But let me see if there's a similar log for this one. Yep. So let's take a look at the Egbert now. I think we saw his base before. You can see he's building in a similar way to, I think I was showing Zippy before with these farms here. So you can see a similar trick here. But I think it's combining the best things you could see in this approach and in this approach. I mean Shetela's approach. He doesn't waste a lot of space for these farms. He's making some fields in the middle. Some of these farms will actually go towards the top for the farming fields, which could be better, but I don't know. These farms on the bottom are definitely going to work quite well, maybe except the ones on the far bottom. It's not the worst. I don't see him having a lot of weapons though, compared to Kamil, for example. And you can see that his Kamil's buildings were more or less in one spot, where you have 1/3 of the base on the right side of these farms and the rest of the base on the left side. So it's a bit more tricky in this case. So the serfs have to waste a lot of time, a bit more time than in Kamil's case, I think, to go back and forth between left and right. So I think it would be better to do it in a bit different way, but it's also not so easy to do this. But anyway, what's the time? There's 7 minutes to peacetime, so we gotta take a bit higher tempo now. So let's take a look at camera, maybe Bloody, because we didn't see Bloody yet. Iron only, interesting. on this map. Yeah, really interesting. These farms were quite early and these ones were quite late, so I'm guessing he's making horses only or only bread. So he's not even attempting to go for leather. This can be not so good. At the moment, I'd say he's gonna have about 40 iron troops on peacetime. This is not enough. He needs to boost this up with some axes at least. And even then, it will still not be that great. You can also see he's doing some big farms, very late ones though, for some late game. And a lot of farms are gonna be built here. I gotta say one thing though, this is a really strange way to build your base all around the well, I'm pretty sure that this is the guy who made the most roads in this game. Oh crap. Hello Ray, out of memory. Okay, let's send a really quick report and hope they don't kick me. But that was really interesting. I didn't think this could happen in a normal game, which only took 55 minutes. Interesting. Report sent anyway. And we can continue. So we've got 5 minutes, so I better get quick. So like I was trying to say, Bloody's roads are really... Really? Do you need the second report, Ray? We'll probably need a peacetime break or something. Oh crap, assertion failed. Random check mismatch for... Okay, this is a most important one. Okay, I'm not gonna send... Maybe this is normal somehow. Oh crap. I really have to end this then. No idea what happened there. I think it might be the bug that we were talking about lately, and that what happens here? They continue without me? Okay, so I guess I gotta wait a little. Disable save points then. Alright. You mean, whatever, I'm not, crap, I didn't want to do this. I'm not gonna, not gonna bother about this too much. Okay. Anyway, Ray, is there anything special we need to do right now to... they're gonna make a lobby, by the way, because one of the players also was... at least one of the players was also kicked. Do we have to do something special, like load a save from before this happened, or just everyone has to disable... I mean save points, so you probably meant this, right? The third option. And by the way, I can also restart the game. Let me... Okay, so this should probably be okay, just not the other options. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, I can't join. But also one of the players can join, so they have to allow specs soon. Ah, come on. Okay, but this gives me some time to check out the chat. Nothing on Facebook, but only 2 players watching there. So but 23 players watching. Here's a 25 overall, and we also have on Leave It stream. How many? 17. That's a lot of players watching. Pretty nice. Okay, so I'm gonna wait with downloading this. Okay, seems fine. Anyway, we've got 4 minutes till peacetime, so let's take another look at Bloody. Okay, I think we actually took enough looks on Bloody. Not gonna tempt the fate by looking again. Combat space. He really needs the weapons. Other than that, it could be pretty nice. Yeah, and probably a bit more leather would be nice as well. Anyway, it's not the most compact base as you can see, but I guess it's kind of doing its job. There's still some players we didn't take a look at, I think. So maybe we actually looked at all of them. Now I think of it. Wopa, I'm not sure I saw Wopa. We definitely took a look at, didn't Zamut. So yeah, so with 3 minutes left, let's take a look at the warfare resources, how they look like, because we're gonna need a lot of time here. So there we go. Trying to watch one of the bases at the same time. So yeah, on the right side, only Kamil has some horses, which seems quite bad, I'd say. And the interesting thing is the only player who even tries to go for the Town Hall build is Kamrat in the right side team. And that's about it. And on the left side, we've got a lot of horses, which bodes really bad for the right side team. So the Dutch team has a real advantage in the horses amount. Let's take a quick look at the army stats. We can't yet, damn it. So I can't check the army power from within the peacetime. By the way, it could be a nice statistic to see what kind of troops can be made while it's still peacetime. Because right now I think I don't have any way apart from here to check which team has better army power. Only the resources, you know. But you can see that at some point of time the Polish team had better tempo of growing here, but seems like not for too long. Okay. So looking here, it's... Well, in general, you can see that the Dutch team has a bit more weapons produced, and Wupa and Kamil seems to be the kind of best players here out here. We can see Abu Bakr doesn't have a lot of leather jackets in their left side team, but has a lot of horses instead. While on the right side, everyone seems to have a lot of leather, maybe apart from Kamrat, which is a nice thing. But I also think it's possible they had more iron. I'm gonna check that real quick before we see some real action here. If I looked correctly. Nah, they're still better in iron as well. Uh, and the leather seems quite similar, at least. Yeah, it's even. So, okay, it seems like, well, there's no point to even look at the horses amount. So yeah, let's take a look what happens after peacetime. It seems like a bit of a similar story as usual. The Dutch team has a massive advantage of horses and probably an advantage in the army as well. We're gonna take a look in a while at the army power statistics by team. So far, looks way better for the left side team, for the Dutch team, but they're still getting the troops out, so I'm not gonna judge them yet. I'm gonna hold my judgment until they take everything out. It's possible Kamil will try to attack, but I'm not sure if this would be a good idea because there's two players here with a lot of horses. But he's trying to catch this. What the hell? Was that a... Well, it was definitely a mistake. At least I think so. But Zamut's bows are not in position. The problem is Kamil's bows are not either. And think how many horses are here. I would be very surprised to see Kamil win here. His teammates are miles away, really. This would be pretty lucky, but if he won, yeah, his army here is destroyed. And it doesn't matter much that he's fighting with pikes against horses. This was really, really, really bad. I can't stress how bad this movement was from Kamil. I don't understand what he did. It seems like a conscious decision to catch this. But he saw two players with horses here. And he saw some army here. I really don't understand what he did. So he just gave away his army for free and he's the best player of the right side team. This does not bode well for them. In the meantime, we can see a lot of troops gathering here. I think they should go right away for this guy. I don't know how much they see. Not much. They can't even see him here. But they need to take a really fast action right away because otherwise... Well, as we can see, Kamil's base is gonna be dead really soon. I'm not even sure there's any point in saving it because there's just too many forces here. And coming out with Shatella, they should probably try to defend, maybe try to kill some troops in a guerrilla style fight. And the left side, I mean the top part of their team should probably try to do some attack on the left side. Or something like this, but it's gonna be really hard, as you can see. You can see Kamil is basically without a base right now. His barracks are overridden. I can't see the way out for the Polish team here. They could actually do one thing here, attack really quick in this area because it seems like D-Day. And the other players are a bit getting a bit cocky here. They could just storm attack and win easily here. Obviously, this army has to be dealt with as well. They desperately need some horses here. But it seems like Kamrat is going to the left. This might also be not the worst idea. How much do they see here? They don't see their armies yet, but Kamrat is trying to do something clever here. I'm not sure if he wants to go for this. I think Shetela could try defending on the small passages. It's not gonna be that easy to fight against him and he's gonna see it all. So he could try to go back from here after a while and let Kamrat go to the left side. And now it seems like Kamrat is going to be surrounded from two sides by Zippy and Zamut. And... well, probably not D-Day, but maybe Abu Bakr will go to the left. Would be interesting to see how the Polish team does without the leader being alive anymore. Well, at least his barracks are out of game, so it's gonna be really tough for the Polish guys here. I can't see what can save them short of a miracle, to be honest. You can see there's... I think they had comparable army to those two players, and the third player is going in here as well. So this does not look nice. But I think if their attack was pretty fast here, they would have a chance. There's a lot of horses. They could try to catch this with the pikes. They could try to destroy this bowman here. That's exactly what Pablo is trying. He's dividing his pike, which is a nice idea. But these guys should really be shooting. David shouldn't be doing this on his own with Pablo here. Come on, bloody. Need to wake up. Use your advantage and shoot and try to defeat this great bunch of shooters. Otherwise, it may be GG. You can see that they need some defenders here. Okay, this is pretty unfortunate. And Bloody isn't even trying to get these troops in. Bloody really slowed this game. I'd even say he might have lost it for the team along with KaM. This was a pretty bad timing. He should have been expecting these horses to do something here. And in the meantime, Pablo had no choice but to invite Egbert's horses here. This is a massacre, a bloody massacre. I hope they're gonna try from peacetime again, from a save game, because this fight was pretty terrible, I gotta say. In the meantime, I'm afraid to see the right side. I didn't pay much attention here because I kind of thought that the fight might have been even worse there. Although Shatella is left with some soldiers, so it wasn't that bad. I think against the forces he had to play here, it's a good result for him that he has any troops left at all. Now you can see KaM not staying pretty much alone against the others. Yeah, I think they're gonna restart from peacetime because this first fight, well, obviously it's binding for the result. It was a bit too dependent on what happened right after peacetime when Kamil got caught. I gotta say, sorry for this, but I gotta say it again, really terrible decision from Kamil to catch. Especially that he's alone here and his teammates need quite some time to go for him. And I'm guessing they're probably yeah, restarting from peacetime. I'm gonna do a quick right back and we're gonna see again how they fight. Hopefully this fight will be a bit better. Obviously the Dutch team has won, but the next fight, you know, it's done for you and for me and for the players here, so it looks and feels a bit more fun to both spectators and players alike. Unless they quit? Huh. I don't know what's their plan. Okay, so I'm just gonna stay for a while. I thought they're gonna play another one, but doesn't seem like that. Let me see. Okay, seems like it's over. Well, that was a short one. Okay, so this is probably the time when I should at least take a look at the endgame statistics. So let's do it quickly. Spectator, whatever. Okay, so as you can see, really? Okay, let me replay this again because the statistics didn't save correctly. Because it needs to take a little while before this is saved. Okay, should be fine. Yeah, so as you can see, actually at some point it seems like the Polish team didn't have that much of an advantage. Something must have happened. I think Shatella might have done a good job on the right side, but I'm not quite sure. Oh no, wait a second. This is precisely the moment that Kamil called the other troops. Well, I'm not sure right now. Maybe we can see it somewhere here. Total equipped. Defeated. Okay, so lost goes up here. So I think that 1 hour 3 minutes. This is about the moment when Kamil lost all his troops. But I guess the Polish people are still training something, so that's why it doesn't go all the way down. But it seems like Kamil still killed some troops there. So perhaps there was still a chance. I think the left side could easily have won their fight and maybe try to do something on the left, attack the attack the closest location. It wasn't actually lost, I think, at that point of time. But the worst thing that happened was that the left side, on the left side, the fight of the Polish troops was a bit unfortunate. There was a few mistakes there. Not every entrance was covered, and eventually they just lost there. Well, that happens, I guess. But I don't want to be too harsh about the Polish team. But I think they need to be a bit better coordinated and make a few less mistakes maybe in the fight, because I think in this game they didn't show the fighting skill I expected from them. And given that the Dutch team is a bit better regarding making the bases, it might be a bit hard for them to win against the Dutch guys in the future. So yeah, that's how I see it right now. But obviously, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that we had another 6 versus 6 game, which we could watch, and these guys could play it for some fun, for base building, and for a bit more experience. And I'm guessing that's the most important thing here for all the players who played today. So it's probably not worth to think too much about who was better, who was worse, and stuff like this. Anyway, just a quick look at the chat before we wrap this up. You guys lost knights on Kamil. Polish has to attack Dutch bases. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the real problem here. Even if the Polish guys might have had a bit less armies, I think they were again a bit too slow. They didn't. I mean, Kamil did a critical mistake on the bottom, but then the Polish guys on the left should probably scout a bit better and should probably try to attack or be a bit faster. Very often in this game, it's not even important if your plan for attacking the enemy is good or bad, but if you have a plan and the enemy doesn't, then it gives you a massive advantage because you know what to do and you're trying to do something, you're scouting, you're actually taking initiative in the beginning, and the enemy is very often pretty scared and without a plan how to defend. So that's how you can win by attacking. Of course, you can also win by camping, but that's another story. But even then, you still have to see at least some of the map and then go back a bit, you know, and that's how you can also win. But seems like the Polish team didn't do either of these things today, which is unfortunate. I really hope that they're gonna do a bit better in the future. So yeah, I think that's it. And before we wrap it up, you might have noticed that I moved the stream to Sunday. I didn't know initially about the game that is going to be done this evening. I mainly did this to avoid Zdoby's stream interfering at the same time, because I didn't want two KaM streamers doing stream at the same time. I don't think it's good. It's better for us to have 2 streams at weekends, I guess, for everyone. So I don't know how he's gonna do it in the future. I was actually thinking since some time I was talking about this before to move to Sundays, and I think I might do it. Because you know, when everything opens up in a hopefully in some time, then I probably it probably be better for me to do streams on Sunday anyway, like I said a few times. So uh, I'll see how I will do it in the future. I think I'll just settle for Sunday evenings from now on, because it will work a bit better for me. Uh, Not sure about the time yet. Maybe let's say about 19 or 20. Depends on when there will be some games. I think I'm not gonna set any time for now. Maybe after a while when I see how it works best for me. Yeah. After this, I think I have nothing more to say. Thanks for watching and see you next time in a week. Bye.